Okay, so just coming to settle. And we're just going to set our intention. So we moved on to thinking about allness. So there's a sixth step in Rick Hanson's 7 Steps to Higher Happiness. And in it, we're getting that sense of the real connection between ourselves and others. Maybe just loosening our touch on that really solid sense of self. So not giving up the sense of self, but just a nice light touch. And just think about the motivation. How might it be of benefit to have that real appreciation of our real connection, the world around us, maybe not holding on to ourselves as such a solid self, never changing, having that fluidity. And maybe just the motivation about how that could be a benefit to us, benefit to others. So we just start by really getting a sense of grounding. So really just sensing into the body. Really feeling the body on the chair, feet on the floor. Just a sense of gravity holding the body. Maybe even sensing, visualizing the body as a tree with the roots going into the ground. Still with that flexibility, but with that sort of strength, stability. Becoming aware of the breath. Just inviting the breath in and letting the breath go. Maybe then just settling the mind by just lengthening the in-breath and the out-breath. So about the same as each other. Possibly counting to 3 or 4 in the in-breath, 3 or 4 in the out-breath, or saying breathing in, breathing out. And every time the mind wanders, as our minds will do, just coming back to the breath, the counting on the words. So we're just letting our mind settle by giving it something to focus on. By the control, regulation of the breath, the counting of the words. And by doing that, maybe the thoughts become less frequent, maybe space between thoughts, slowing the thoughts. We're not pushing them away or trying to get rid of them, just letting them come and letting them go. And then bringing the attention particularly to the out-breath. As you breathe out, maybe noticing just how the body relaxes slightly. Maybe even that sense of awareness has dropped in the body. As if the mind's held by the body, as the body is just sinking into the ground, being held by the ground. And the possibility if the body can be held by the ground and relax into the ground, so can the mind relax into the body. And then just letting go of any regulation, control of the breath, the counting of the words. And just bring to mind a real sense of safety, security. Maybe that's around the stability of the body. It's how that body is being held by the ground, by gravity. Real sense of grounding, being held. Maybe safety about the walls around us. Maybe people around us. Safety within us. This moment in time that we're safe, that we're secure, being held by the ground. Real sense of fullness, of safety, security. And then just bring to mind maybe somebody that we care for. Maybe picturing them or sensing them. Bring your awareness just to the heart center. That feeling of love or care that we have. Just noticing how it feels within the body. And maybe even just sensing, breathing it out towards them. Breathe out, just breathing out a sense of love, compassion, kindness, warmth. And either with that person or another person you know that loves and cares for you. Just noticing how that feels to have somebody that cares or loves you. And maybe, again, just sensing or imagining them, then breathing out that love and care, compassion to you. As you breathe it in. There may be a cycle of that breathing as you breathe out love and care, compassion to someone, and breathing it in from them or someone else. This is how it feels in the body to be loved and to love. Maybe as you keep breathing it in, that sense of the body filling, into the body being filled with love and compassion. Then we can just breathe it out. Maybe not just that one person, but can breathe it out generally. Breathing it out to people around, people we know. Knowing that we have a fullness of care, compassion, love. Not depleted, but just breathing it out. As we breathe in care and compassion from others. Again, that sense of fullness of love and care, compassion. And then just bring to mind something, or someone, or several that we are grateful for, have gratitude for. Something within our lives, people around us. Again, maybe picturing them, right? Sensing it. Noticing how that feels in the body. A sense of gratitude. Gratefulness for some of the things in our lives. Maybe a sense of just having enough. That we have safety and security. We have that warm-heartedness, the contentment, the love, the compassion. We have all our basic needs met. This moment, the here and now, nothing to do, nowhere to go. Can just be content. Don't need any craving. Don't need to be pushing anything away. We can just be. Real sense of fullness. And then just with our awareness on the breath, sense the whole body breathing. And sense the wholeness of mind and body. This acceptance of as we are at this moment in time. Body breathes. We are as we are. You don't need to change. Don't need to make any differences at this moment in time. And with that breath and that sense, just sensing into the nowness. Each new sensation arising. Each new thought or emotion. And displaying and going. Each breath just riding that wave of now. Each second, each microsecond, different. Just relaxing into it, allowing all the sensations to come and go, being no need to grasp onto them. And then as we breathe, being aware of the air as it comes in, the molecules within the air, the oxygen that we need. The oxygen's absorbed into the body. Carbon dioxide re-entering the lungs and leaving. Now the oxygen we breathe is produced by the trees. Carbon dioxide we breathe out is absorbed by the trees and plants. Feeded into the oxygen in that cycle. Constantly, as we breathe, breathing in so many molecules that have been through so many plants. And others, the fluidity of the breath. And how the plants and trees produce energy through the sun. And how through them we gain our energy. Connection of our energy directly with the sun. But also our connection with the universe. How all our molecules have come from distant stars. How they're all billions of years old. They've formed and reformed over millennia into different molecules, different forms, but eventually forming, coming together to create us as we are, but still constantly changing as we take in new molecules and we get rid of molecules. That constant shift between us and all that is around. That sense of I goes back through generations. The genetic material gets passed on. Connections through our parents and our parents' parents, through generations and generations. Constantly, slowly being changed and modified. And psychologically, that sense of self, how that constantly changes. Sometimes we're not even particularly aware of me or I, and other times we have that really solid sense. But how that changes constantly with things going on around us, environment or within us. Just resting in that very gentle sense of I, but not a strong sense of holding on, trying to keep some consistency that isn't there. Maybe even experimenting. As you're breathing, maybe saying to yourself, my breath, my breath. But then changing it to the breath. The breath. Does that feel different? You bring awareness to the hands, saying my hands. These are my hands. But then saying the hands. The hands. And how that might feel. So the body just resting here, breath coming and going, a constant exchange of molecules. The body made of ancient molecules coming together to create this being. It is this very moment in time, but constantly changing. Connected to all the plants and trees around, connected to the air and to the people around. Able just to rest. Or maybe just a gentle sense of self. Or a fluidity in it. Knowing the self can change. Different relationships, different thoughts, different reactions. Maybe no solid one self. Just a fluidity. And then just gently, really becoming aware again of the breath within the body. Knowing what it's like just to sit here. Nowhere to go, nothing to do. Just a sense of fullness, wholeness. Being now. A sense of connection.